So, the first feature I'm going to show, because I have to change it, is something that Tree Frog employees should take an extra look at. It's the fact that this is completely localized. At the moment you're looking at the Swedish version. And that includes all interface parts as well. It's completely in Swedish. But if I change a setting here, here, we'll change this to English instead, save it, and reload this calendar, you'll notice that every bit of it changes to English. And in the distribution is also Danish, for Nikolai's sake. He actually did most of the translation, although he didn't know it. So I thank you for that. The part that you see here is just a div. It can be included into another page. It doesn't have to take up the entire page in your in the web browser. It could be a part of something else that you have. You just include that particular div. And well, the interface is kind of straightforward. You have your calendar events here. Things that are in the past are grayed out. That's done with CSS. And the present day is shown and Sundays are shown. I'm actually working on having holidays show up as well, but I have a problem getting that stable, so it's not in the present release, but it's in the works, so that you'll see when it's Christmas Day, something like that. Of course, you can edit anything. We are in the projects room. Let's say that. So you can change when. If we want to expand this, sorry, we might go the other way around, right? We start here and we can add. So I hope you're okay with that. Let's say that. So. But you can also, as you should in any kind of calendar, move stuff about and it will adjust to that. You don't have to open it for changing it in this perspective as well. I'm sorry, that's what I did now. Cancel it. I have to get it right. So you can change the time just by drag and drop handling like this as well. And of course navigate back and forth. This is only one item. I'm flying home Monday. This navigation is not, it doesn't reload the entire page. What it does is that it uses AJAX call to the server to get the new dates, get them returned as a JSON object, and just redraws the calendar part. All the rest stays the same. This is kind of like a nicer example of using that than the one you saw this morning. There's been a designer involved here, not me, but someone. So, this that I've shown so far is basically what you get with the calendar plugin, the jQuery functionality. I've added some stuff like, for example, export options here. So if we want to export this week, what that we're looking at, we can do so. Again, this is done with an AJAX call, so I'll remain on the same page. And if I save that, I'm having it down here. And since this will be mapped to my local iCalc application, if I click that, I have a choice of what calendar to put it in here, and I'll get the data into my local calendar. That's kind of nice, yeah. Of course, there's a lot of things that you can't do with this. This is lightweight, it's not Google Calendar, but it could have some use in an internet environment or for your local soccer club or whatever, where they want it to be on their own server, handle their own data, and they don't have to deal with several calendars. The feature that I actually like most is the possibility to have repeated events. That's very tricky to get right on the server side, so I haven't even tried. I've looked into how I've tried to find out how the pros do it, how they handle repeated events, but I haven't found any information that I could make use of, so it's not this one. The parts up here are available as options. I mean, in my part of the world, we start weeks on Monday, so that's how I like it. You can, by changing a setting, have it to any other day in the week. And you can actually have, if you want 5-day weeks, then you can have only business hours. You can lock events that's in the past, so you can't change them, or you can include events that are read-only. That's actually more or less part of the jQuery distribution or the calendar distribution. If you want times in the AM, PM format, that's also just a switch in the options to get that, or to get dates presented in other date formats. That's also a switch that you change, so you can get it as you want it. And of course, the look and feel is all CSS, so that's just a CSS file that you change. Make it look like it's your own construction. Yeah, import, of course. You can import iCal files. I have one here. There we go. It's here. You see it? That one. That wasn't there before. I promise. It wasn't. It's from my actual calendar. It says that we're supposed to meet for a game. My son is playing soccer, so they are gathering for the soccer game tomorrow, and I can't be there. It's kind of a shame. Last game of the season. So, see what I do for your sake. Sacrifice.
You keep her straight. It's good.
Any questions about the user interface? Because otherwise I'll start showing code. Sean?
Can you have multiple types of events? So this is all you have events that have past, events in the future, but could you have private events, public events?
Yeah, that's what, when you get into have multiple calendars actually, which then could be have different color codings and stuff like that.
And that
it's not supported in my. Oh, sorry.
And you can
I'm not
do
in my
that.
home network, so sorry.
So Jim could have a calendar, I could have a calendar, and then we could have a shared calendar. Does that work?
It's possible to expand it to that. There's a very vital discussion list for the jQuery calendar part, and that is a question that has been out several times, and there are solutions for that. I have not implemented this in this open source version, but it should be fairly easy to do, because the server side is basically the same. It's just that it will send several calendars instead of one, and when you save, you just tell them what calendar you want it saved to.